Boop-boop-a-doo.
See,
So loud.
It's not that loud.
No,
Oh my god.
It should come with a warning, like, hey, you may be deaf, but it's still gonna bust your eardrums.
I don't even know how. I don't even know how to turn down this audio.
It's even loud and frail.
Okay, I will put a limiter on it, but I still think you guys are complaining for no reason. If it's too loud, you're too old.
I think you refuse to fix it because you're just evil.
Lazy.
There's a bunch of women in here whining.
I know!
Lazy. I hear a lot of laziness.
I mean, we can just cut out this whole countdown thing.
I can't hear you. My ears hurt.
Oh my god. Well, at least we get to the real intro now.
What?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be quiet. By the way, my Tauriel joke should have got more love than what it did.
Now this is the one I need to redo because I need to update it with some additional members here.
Individuals, yeah, add some new people in.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Whoa, Culture's hair's short.
Well,
Oh my god, look at that.
it's still kind of there. It's tucked behind the headphones. But
That
that's
is crazy. What's that guy up there? Final something? I don't even know that guy anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't ever show up here
so-
anymore.
Did Culture just admit he tucks it back?
No. Oh, Jesus. We're off to a start today.
You heard that.
Oh,
We're
that
off
was
to a-
glorious. Oh,
That
that's
came
what I
in
need
perfect.
I don't even have to
I
say
heard
anything.
The volume
something
level
there.
was
I
perfect.
heard something.
And we're just 2 minutes
my
into a
God.
dump, and we hear about tucking back in a dump. So it all makes sense.
Yeah. You know what? How many intros does Sporks need? As many as Sporks wants. That's
Not
what I
enough.
say. That's what I
Hey,
say.
look,
Technically just one.
I
The
still
other
think
countdown.
my favorite one is still the one I do for your A Song of Ice and Fire, The Books Are Never Gonna Come Out stream.
Oh, have you guys seen that one? Oh, hold
pretty
on.
good.
Because a lot of people here don't watch that. Not many people do. So I am going to show you that one. All right, let's intro to a different. This is my Monday night stream right here.
Yeah. Here comes the confusion.
Everybody's going to be confused, but it's okay.
At least it's quieter. Nope.
It's very dark, though.
Well, it's not like it's a super happy book series.
But it's like a song of what? Chat by chat.
I like South Park's Song of Past Fire.
Wait,
That was good.
is this a play on that episode where it was so dark you couldn't see what was happening?
Episode 3, season 8. I like to call that episode By the Candlelight.
I would call it Where the Suck Begins.
That could be true. Great name, though. Great name.
Wow, I really need to work on that.
I mean, if you want to, you can work on it. But this is not a stream by the Crossroads.
No.
This is the dump, and it is Wednesday night. We've been off for a week. Thank you to all the new people following. We have about 60 to 70 new subscribers. Woo! So thank you very much, and new channel members and all that good stuff. I am Scott. This is Sporking News Podcast, and that's Culture Casino. How are you doing tonight, Culture?
Fantastic. I'm glad to be here. I've got cool people on here with me, including our friend 32 Flavors VR, who's making his first appearance, and Martigan.
It actually is not. It's
It
not his
isn't?
first. No, he's been here before.
Yep.
Was I not
Second.
here? Did I?
No.
I missed a dump.
No, I'm pretty sure you were
You
here.
were not here.
He wasn't?
It was a couple of months ago.
You were on vacation. You must have been, you and Jay.
Yeah.
Speaking of me and Jay,
Oh, let's hear about it.
Yeah, what was that hand motion again before he tells that story?
I'm just saying. What?
oh, you don't really want to know.
Oh,
wanna
wow.
know.
One of those stories. Okay.
No, we had. Oh, you have no idea. So this is one of the reasons I love to go hang out with Jay. We get to eat good food, and then we get to talk, and we don't talk about we talk about almost nothing that has to do with YouTube. It's amazing. It's
That's
so fun.
beautiful. Does he braid your hair? Does he braid your hair?
Nobody braids my hair.
Oh.
No,
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
You know what? Here's the thing. Okay, so I might do a charity thing. I might do a charity thing in Vegas while we're there.
Yeah.
And I will auction off the privilege of braiding my hair to somebody for charity.
How the fuck is that privilege? All right, there goes my stream money right there because I swore in the beginning, but how is that privilege?
You actually can lightly curse, like lightly paddle. You can actually lightly curse,
Little tease,
in a stream.
tease.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we'll move on from you. What is up, Nick Flavor? 32 flavors of Nick Wiser, Nick Wiser.
But Wiser, or in this case, Nick Wiser. I'm good, man. How are you doing? I'm glad to be back, taking a dump with you guys. It's been a little bit over a month since I did the dumps with you guys, so it feels like a fresh and new experience to be, fresh and ready, all cleansed out. And I'm just like, okay. And then we got Matt here too. Like,
yeah,
this would be glorious. Wherever Valliant Renegade went up into the darkness, I'm sure he'll show up again.
Yeah, we just lost the Renegade.
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
And before Renegade gets back, Mad Martigan.
I forgot what the question was.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Oh.
Why should people watch your channel?
Hey, I'm here. Yeah, you should watch it because it's brilliant. We did Fantastic Four this week, the 1994.
No,
Jesus.
did you really?
And we gave it a 9.5 out of 10. It was awesome. It's better than most of what the MCU has done
All right.
of recent times. I had a lot of fun with it.
It is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Okay, go on.
Wow.
What was that? What happened?
Is Elaine here?
No,
didn't
Elaine's
know-
not here, but I don't know. He was all excited about it. It was better than anything in the world, so I thought it was like a glory hole.
Oh, he's talking about Benny Loves Me.
Ah,
What?
good. So, Mad Martigan, check
What?
him out. Stig Kenobi loves you, though.
True, because he
Read
has
it
a
out
great
loud.
eye for talent.
Read it out loud.
Oh, Mad Martigan easily has the best content on YouTube. 3 streams of his equal better than the extended Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is actually a fact. That is
Wow.
Googleable.
It's not even an opinion; it's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, it's Googleable. You can Google that.
Well, let's get to somebody who actually has a better channel. That's Valliant Renegade. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic, buddy. Let them know a little bit about you, and then we'll get into it.
Not to take too much time, and I'll apologize in the beginning. We're still having internet issues here where I am. We've had some hellacious storms, lightning storms the last couple of days, and I think that's what's playing havoc tonight. So if I drop out just ahead of time, that's probably what's going on. So I am Valliant Renegade. You can find me on YouTube on the Valliant Renegade channel, Valliant with 2 L's. You can find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram. Love to talk about pop culture, movie news, television news, all the kind of general stuff, which is why I'm here tonight, because Scott was crazy enough to invite me. So here we go.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Crazy enough, I'm just getting on your coattails now before you blow up. That's my whole plan. Let's say hello to the chat. We got Awesome One in the house. We got Darren, like my father before me. I hope your health is doing well, my friend. We got Richard Pierce. Dag Blastic. I clicked on a link and it's a waiting list. Sorry, my man. But I'm glad, and I'm filled with sadness, he says. Well, I'm glad you're here. Stay at home podcast. What is going on? We got Stig Kenobi already spanking out the Mad Martigans. Man Squatch, the Time Prophet. Keely Chow is in the house. Lord Runner. Yes, I said Lord Runner because you deserve the respect now. You graduated from high school and I heard you became a man. You know what I'm talking about. Who else? Who else is here? E. Clay Thomason. He is a channel member and a beautiful soul. Marby Dog also is one. Soul Assassin is in the house. Kaylee D. She is me lady. How are you? Awesome human being.
Kaylee.
Yes, she is awesome. ArcherJacobBarton. He is the dude. He is here. Let's see. Who else do we have? John Penn is in the house. Text needs to be brighter.
Okay.
Yeah, it really does, John. It really does. Thank you for supporting me that.
Stop it. I'm hurting now. I'm hurt.
Well, Pat S is up in the house. Shane Nolan, as always. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Shane.
32 Flavors, we see you. Who else? Anybody new? Anybody we don't have? Oh, Cody Guy. Hail. What is going on, my friend? And if I missed you, sorry. Oh, M Blood Seeker. I like that. FYI, Valliant sent me over with his notice. Thank you, Valliant. And, I could use you as a subscriber because I need like 6 more to get to 1,500. I'm sick of seeing that 1,400 crap. So if anybody wants to jump on, feel free. So what should we talk about first? We have Kevin Smith being a douche. We have not Starfire or some shit like that. We have Ruby Rose. Guess she has latex issues.
Latex issues.
Well, I guess she does.
Inside or out.
You know what? Let's talk about Ruby because, our good
now
friend.
we know she uses lambskin on her penis instead of latex.
She has a huge penis. I know
Can't
it.
monetize this stream.
Who needs it?
Sorry.
Don't ever be sorry here. Don't you dare. Ruby Rose reveals she discovered she suffers from a latex allergy while filming Batwoman. My question, gentlemen, is that a load of crap?
Yes.
Bullshit.
I'll tell you. Here's my thought.
You can't.
Well,
Let's go one at a time. You go for it. You go, Mad.
Before we get into script doctors like, oh, well, technically with all the science and history and research. No. Here's why I think it's bullshit. Because why didn't they say this in the beginning when she left? They're like, well, she may have gotten an injury or, well, nobody liked her. And then 8 months later, they're like, latex. The mask, it was a latex thing.
Right.
See, guys, everything's cool, man.
It's just latex.
Cool.
Who's next?
I would say something foul, but I'm not going to. I'll wait until somebody else says something equally foul.
Well, we already said she had a big penis.
We already said she's hung.
Culture.
We already said she's hung, man. So
I think there's been a number of excuses as to why she left. This is just like the next in the line. And again, I think, and you mentioned script a minute ago, Mad. It might have been script last night when I was on Mead with him and Tom, and we were talking. It was one of the last shows I was on, but it's one of these things to where, okay, she has an allergy to latex. There's lots of things they could have done to assuage that. I mean, it's like they didn't have to make the suit out. They could have changed it. I mean, when she is, she is the star of the show. So you're telling me they couldn't come up with an accommodation for the star, the title character of the show, to figure that one out?
Right.
Bullshit.
Right, and it's not like it was context, like Game of Thrones. The reason why, like, Daenerys didn't have purple eyes is because the contacts messed with her. This was an actual full body suit that you can make out of leather, out of a form of rubber, out of different fabrics that can give you the same sensation as like a latex. I don't care. There's so many chemicals out there now that you can make almost anything out of anything. What do you think, Nick Wise, 32, Nick Meister Weiser?
I just see it as you said, this is a full body suit that she had to wear for around 22, 23 episodes, at least 10 to 15 minutes in suit during the episode. And that's not even forgetting, take 1, take 2, all the shooting during the day. Like these shows, like these episodes, this is what, a 9-month scheduling, but I'm just trying to guess here. 9 months, and you're spending a good amount of hours in the suit a day, and somehow there's an allergy, and you have to spend all those hours in the suit a day. None of that adds up. None of that. And now it's just the next excuse on top of the next excuse.
And it sounds like, was it her that, okay, right here, former Batwoman actress Ruby Rose recently opened up about a particular medical affliction that she suffered during her time on the CW's. Oh, God, the CW just sucks. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell has happened to it, but it is just fallen apart. Wow, Ruby, you look great. In a recent interview with
looks like she's in Mudvayne.
Yeah, right. Or like, I don't know, Johnny Rotten. The Kylie and Jackie O show Down Under is in her native Australia. Rose talks about a latex allergy discovered on set that made it harder for her to wear the suit. Okay, to me, that's impossible that they would find it on set. There are so many things that they have to go through pre-filming, pre-taping, testing the suits in general. Wouldn't that have happened if it only takes, like you said, Nick, 15 minutes? Go ahead.
Yes,
Culture.
and no. I was gonna add one more thing before Culture goes. I'm glad you mentioned the testing of the suit, the ultimate test of the suit. The season before the first Batwoman season was when her character appeared on that Crisis of Infinite Earths. Oh no, not one of those crossover specials, the Flash and the Arrow shows. She appeared on the crossover, whichever one was titled. She appeared on that, and then several months later got on to do her own show. So there was plenty of time to test this out and test out the waters.
All right. Yeah. Rugo Beta, thank you for stopping in. Talk to us, Culture. We're getting a massive feedback. Culture. I don't know. It just sounds like it's playing back. So, but what were you going to say, my brother?
The only thing I wanted to say is this. I know this is bullshit. You know why? She has a particular sexual desire that is satisfied through the use of different types of phallic devices in conjunction with a partner that are almost exclusively made with an exterior that's covered in either silicone or latex or a combination of both. Right. So your latex allergies seem to be more easily diagnosed when they come in contact with mucous membranes.
Right.
So,
well, update. It wasn't the whole suit. She says it right here. I did find out that I was allergic to latex. I don't know how her accent goes. Unfortunately,
not like that.
I think it sounds like that in my head. Unfortunately, my mask is latex. I was getting worse and worse because as you get more contact with it, I guess you get more reactions. That sounds good, right? She goes on. I took off the mask at the end and my whole face was just hives. My throat was all messed up, she would add. It was like it was out of a scary movie. Thank you.
Okay. Now, well, that makes sense.
Scott, yes. Where do you think she's from?
Australia, if you couldn't tell by my accent.
Really? Are you sure she's not from like you sounded like
1890 England?
Diaz. No, you sounded like Carmen Diaz from Gangs of New York. That's who you sounded like.
Close enough. Australia, Gangs of New York. I was going 1890s Gaslight Batman, but whatever.
Well, not me thinks you are.
Me hearties. I got the latex on my face and it makes it want to hive up.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, so this makes it a little bit more easy to understand because allergies do get worse with continued exposure, right?
Yeah.
And you start to discover more and more problems. So maybe it's not BS, right?
Right.
But it's if that's the only part that was latex and that's the actual thing, okay. But again, it doesn't change the fact that these types of things would have been discovered when in contact with mucous membranes because that's when you have the most severe reaction.
Right. But tell me this, guys, and anyone can answer this. You're telling me she left. They're trying to use this as a possible reason that she left a show. It is a latex mask. It's not even like it's the whole suit. Make the mask out of something. Make the mask out of whatever the fucking material the suit is.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, because it was going to be a perfect suit once it was made for a woman. I guess they forgot about that one part.
The next thing you could do would be to line it, right? You line it with something else, and because even if you needed to maintain the stretchy thing,
right.
I'm sorry,
did that look like a stretchy mask?
That looked wholly uncomfortable.
It did look uncomfortable.
I don't know why y'all are putting so much effort into technically the mask, if you would have, she's full of shit.
She is full of shit.
I agree with Matt.
That's technical.
What are we doing?
That's technical, actually, Matt.
Oh.
That's technical. Darren, like my father before me for £2, I'm guessing, says John Rhys Davies had sore eyes in his Gimli suit. Actually, a lot of the people had issues with some of the stuff in Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, even the reason why Harry Potter's eyes weren't green is contacts. I understand contacts. You can't make contacts out of something different. Some of these people still put those goddamn things in their eyes, like the blackout ones and shit, and still like muscle through it.
Oh yeah,
You
whole
know?
eye contacts, yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this. Oh, Thomas Gilkey in the house and Saint Ravage is in the house too. She is. I think Matt has it perfectly. Valiant. She's bullshitting. They're making an excuse together.
Yeah, I don't understand. You know, this just seems like something else. And maybe she did have a mild allergy. I don't think that had anything to do with the fact that she left the show.
Right.
I would agree.
Because if there's things you can work around like that, there's things you can work around. I mean, look, my mother was a nurse for almost 40 years. And the whole latex allergy thing, I remember it because you had nurse anesthetists that, you know, she would talk about the people she worked with. They couldn't put on the latex gloves. So what did they do? What did manufacturers start doing? They made them out of neoprene. They made them out of other materials that you know, they could put on and wear so they could still perform surgery. Right. You're telling me they couldn't figure out a way to keep Ruby Rose in the suit? No, the bottom line was the show sucked. The writing sucked. The ratings were tanking. And Ruby Rose's agent was like, get the fuck out of there.
Right, right.
I mean, you know, that's it.
Well, not only
It's
that,
a
but
CW show.
I don't think a lot of people liked her on set either. Like, there's, you know,
you've heard rumblings
about that. Yeah, rumblings about that, as well as some injuries he may have suffered, as you know, being 85 pounds.
Yeah, something like
that was the worst part. She was so unbelievable as the character because she's 5'0" nothing, 100 and nothing, to quote a line from Rudy. You know, and she still went out there, but she didn't hang with the best of them. It looked ridiculous because
I also have a allergy to latex. It's
that's what I told every girl in college.
Yeah, so it's called an occasional allergy, meaning when I need to be allergic to latex, I'm allergic to latex.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
I just this isn't the first time that she's claimed something wrong with the cowl, Scott. If you look at the private chat, I just sent you something that might be an interesting share.
Okay, all right. Let me grab that one real quick. So let's check that out. Share screen. Ruby Rose
looking for the next scapegoat excuse.
Yeah. So what do we got? Batwoman Ruby Rose had a major issue with her first cowl. Oh, so this is back from October 1st, 2019. Okay, so Ruby Rose revealed the adjustments had to be made to her original Batwoman cowl due to a medical mishap on set. Now, is this the one to do with her neck? Ruby Rose's time filming the pilot episode of Batwoman led to several medical incidents on set that resulted in slight redesign to the cowl. While appearing on The Tonight Show starring I Laugh at Everything Jimmy Fallon to promote the new Arrowverse series, Rose revealed that after several days of filming in costume as the she's a superhero, she learned that she was allergic to allergic to the adhesive tape used to keep the cowl to her face. As a result. Okay, so now we're saying the tape. Okay, so this was back in October 19.
Difference.
Yeah, huge.
Yes. Substantial. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Bigly.
Maybe
it's
thought
not
it was
latex,
the tape.
it's the chemical on the tape.
Right.
Or,
And then
but I
later
mean,
on
you
she
know pretty
realized.
easily because the tape would only be in certain places. Like if the cowl goes over, they'd have the tape.
Right.
Like they used to use spirit gum. Spirit gum is a theatrical glue that you would apply to the skin to put on prosthesis and things like that. Theater does it. Hollywood does it. So if it was the tape, you would know because the allergic reaction would have outlines around the edges of the face where they would use the tape to secure the mask.
Right.
Versus if it was the latex itself, her whole face would blow up.
Right.
I mean, so she may have an allergy. I'm not trying to dismiss it. She may have had an allergy, and I get that, and that sucks, and I feel bad for her. But if you're going to try to tell me that was the driving force, why she left the show, I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit on that right now.
Well, I mean, Mad proved it. And real quick, Culture, I mean, this is October 2019, before the premiere of the show, correct?
Yep. Yeah. This was in promotion of the Arrowverse series. So, and what's interesting is the adjustment they made. They outline right here to the cowl to make it so that it worked better for her. They put cotton balls in there. If you scroll down.
Okay.
But the goal here was to make it fit better without having those problems. So visibly noticeable by the rest of the cast and crew every time Rose removed between filming scenes, the cowl was modified with cotton padding to prevent further outbreaks and irritations as production of the CW series continued.
I mean, right there. It couldn't have anything to do with, and I think we've all said this, that she's a crappy actress. This was, at least for this role, I mean, she was fantastic in John Wick too, because she didn't
I was
really
about
talk.
to say that was her
minute.
best role because she never opened her fucking mouth.
Right.
I don't remember her being in that movie.
No.
Oh yeah, she's the mute that is protecting the bad guy that made Wick kill his sister.
His sister, yeah.
Okay.
All right, real quick.
You
I
said
know
it
this.
might go.
This has to be a thumbs up by Raj H.
It
That's a California 199. Oh, I'm sorry. That's still a state in the United States. That's a Canadian 199. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate you always supporting everybody in the fandom. So thank you so much. We got Mark's 47 saying, yeah, I don't believe for a second they couldn't have gone to silicone or something else. Keely Chow says, Max, I always say this name, Guevara from Dark
Max
Angel.
Guevara.
Guevara, thank you. From Dark
Guevara.
Angel would beat up Ruby Rose's Batwoman. First of all, Dark Angel, dope ass show. Loved it. I mean, we need more shows like that. We need more shows with strong female characters that don't, because they're strong, doesn't mean that they have to be lesbians.
Butch.
Marby Dog says dental dam. Shane Nolan just thanking Darren. Thank you too, Darren. Keely Chow talking to Roger Corman. He always bringing this up. If you're thinking about rebooting Black Scorpion, whatever you do, don't go to Greg Berlanti, Caroline Dries, or the CW. That is the god darn truth.
Here's the
Why?
thing.
Or just leave it alone.
Because they're garbage.
Oh,
Did you see the Flash and the Flash Saber?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Could someone explain that to me?
Wait,
No.
so what
Flash,
now, man?
Godspeed,
Let me
Flash,
find it for
Godspeed,
you.
and Yellow, and sorry, not Yellow Flash, Reverse Flash.
The
Yes.
lightning penis
Yes.
lightsabers.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, somebody
I-
posted. Everybody, YetiCast posted that this morning. A bunch
Yes.
of. I was like, what the? Oh
hey,
yeah,
I
that was.
I want to watch it.
I referred to it because I figured everybody had seen it this morning. I referred to it in the 6-minute daily saying, look, if this thing falls apart, and it likely will for Greg Berlanti, fear not, because he has just signed a deal with Netflix to produce more stuff for them.
Yeah,
Are you
failing upwards,
serious?
man. Failing upwards. It's kind of like the whole Daniel Kibblesmith guy who was supposed to do the New Warriors. He got announced today that he's going to be writing Blade of all the characters for freaking Marvel.
Are you
How
kidding
is-
me?
I'm not joking. Look up. It's Darkhold Blade.
yeah.
Darkhold Blade. I'm not kidding.
That reboot looks like it's going to be a complete mess. And I just let me tell you what. This is how much I didn't like that. When they announced the reboot, I was like, why? Number one. Number two, I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen those. I went out and I bought the trilogy on Blu-ray. The original, like the real ones with
good.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, because I hadn't seen them. I love those movies.
Oh, they're so good. Well,
Even
the last
Trinity.
one even sucked, but it was
It's
fun.
But
still
Marvel
good, though.
never had black
Fucking
superheroes or something.
Oh, here's the
no,
swords.
no,
Here's
no.
the swords, guys.
Dude. Oh,
Oh,
man.
oh, wait a minute. Those aren't them.
Oh,
oh,
Jesus.
oh, God. Oh,
Dude,
oh,
Use those things. I'm just-
oh. I mean,
There
they're
was
blurred
so many-
out, right? For a reason, I guess.
There's
Yeah.
so many
Blurred out.
great lines in the Blade, like Blade, ready to die. I was born ready, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I said this in the private chat too. There is a reason that CW is the giant toilet brush in the universe. It's because of the shows they elect to pick up or make.
Dead Pixels?
And-
Is that what you're talking about?
Yep. Click on it.
What the fuck is Dead Pixels?
No, you'll find
That's
out. You
just
gotta click
it.
on the
It's like
story.
everything that can't get picked up anywhere else. Like if you can't even get picked up by Netflix,
Which is
You go to the-
shocking.
you go to the CW. I mean, if a show winds up on the CW, you can pretty much 99% rest assured that it is dog shit.
Wow.
Except Superman and Lois.
I thought
You guys so
Pixels-
good.
That's the exception to the rule, but again, that's because the CW owns what? The rights to that IP, or
Yeah.
at least in their corporate family.
Right.
So, but yeah, somebody got a hold of that show, and it's like, this is too good for the CW. We need to put this somewhere else.
Right. And we have people agreeing with you right here. We have Pop Culture over here saying Superman and Lois is the only good show on the CW. I've only watched up to that episode 5 or 6 where they took the hiatus. I haven't continued, but I have been, from what I have heard, and I saw a great tweet from somebody, you know, I try to do this. I don't judge things until I watch it. But I'm pleasantly surprised that people I would have known would have judged it harshly are happy with the direction it's still going, because it was a family story. It was a dad and son story. It was a mother and son, mother and father. Like, it was a beautiful story about families in the world, not just in America, not just in Kansas, but in the world, not just Superman, but a dad. And I'm glad they're sticking to that.
I'm still wanting to find out what the hell Dead Pixels
What
is.
Please, has anybody in the chat watched Dead Pixels and given it a point,
There
a
was a season
0.0?
Yes, but the total viewership was 189,000 people.
Wait a minute. So
That's half as much as Batwoman.
Yeah, I was gonna say Batwoman's like a few extra hundred from that.
They had to invent new numbers for Batwoman, and this thing came in under it.
So this is about massive multiplayer online role-playing video game.
Well, it's about 3 friends obsessed with a fictional massive multiplayer online role-playing video game.
It's a British sitcom focused on 3 friends obsessed with a fictional massive multiplayer online role-playing video game. So that's Dead Pixels, guys. I've never heard of this show, and it's going for a season 2 premiere.
Cool. Yeah, that was the season 2 premiere. Yeah, and see if you scroll down.
All right, blow it out.
Don't care.
I'm going to go on to the next one. Nick, is this something?
This is the Blade thing, where they showed the announcement of Daniel Kibblesmith writing a Blade comic book. Remember, for folks in the chat who don't know, this is the same guy who last March got announced to write the New Warriors. That was Snowflake and Stay Space. This guy is writing Blade for Marvel, a legendary character, and the New Warriors, that book got freaking joked out of oblivion. At first, they were kind of just, they're trying to use the whole typical, it's the incels. But once it got to like Joe Rogan and Kurt Metzger, it went national. They canceled the New Warriors. It was supposed to be a 5-issue miniseries, and then they're like, we'll just move it to trade. And then trade became never. And you think, that's going to be the last we'll actually hear of this guy. And what do? They put him on one of the bigger characters who will obviously have a movie coming on the next few years, who hasn't had a Marvel book in several years to call his own. And they give it to this guy. How this constant failing, and we continue. It reminds me of his other writer name, Kelly Thompson. She goes on a bunch of X-Men books, fails. They add her to Deadpool and Black Widow. It's just like, I thought, what happened to you have to do good at something to move on to other characters? Now it's like you fail, and the harder you fail, we'll move you on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. Kibbles also said he was intimidated by the comic character Night Thrasher, and that the book in the 90s seemed too cool for him. And I remember him saying that he wanted to see toolboxes like himself. That's what he wanted to see. Toolboxes like himself. Now, let me ask you a question. This is Darkhold. Is this a new run, Darkhold?
If I'm a Darkhold Blade, my guess is that it probably has something to do with maybe some Marvel storyline they're currently doing. I don't know for sure.
Well, this is my question. Is this a Darkhold connection to WandaVision? And is this like how Star Wars had, those comics and books in between movies because they couldn't explain everything in the movie itself? Because the Darkhold was a massive part of the ending of WandaVision.
It was.
Are they trying to explain what the Darkhold is through this stupid comic book?
Probably not.
Right. I can't believe this shit.
Just a couple of thoughts real quick. I think that not getting the Snowflake and Safe Space comic is one of the biggest disappointments of 2021.
I am a little pissed off by that.
I know. I was looking forward to it so much. Also,
maybe some people haven't seen it, so I actually shared the video.
Also the sword that Blade has there is comically long. Like, look how long it is.
Right. I mean that you're not going to want to fight with that in close quarters.
No.
Or anywhere.
Come on, that's him removing it from the sheath.
No.
That is
Look,
the sheath.
hold on.
No,
Right.
it's not.
No, I think he's right. Look,
No,
can we
it is
zoom in
not.
on that?
I think you're right.
I can't zoom in on it,
No,
but me
his
looking
other
very
arm
close,
is just resting on
that
it.
is the sword, man. That is the
how long
sword.
it is.
And he's just resting. Yeah, I can't zoom in, but here, let me try to blow it up a little bit more.
Oh wait, I see what they're talking about. Okay.
No. Where is
No,
the
I
sheath?
see it now. There's a gap
sheath
there
is
between.
resting on his knee. The sheath, and
It's
it's
still
the
too
brace
long.
right there. It's a little over. It's closer to his thigh, and where his elbow would be is where the sheath.
No, dude, I could see it as clear as day. That is the
I
end
saw it.
of the
There's
sword.
a gap.
It's pointed.
No, it's not.
Well, the end of a sheath would also be pointed, Chief.
Big guy.
All right.
I am
even
the
if
guy staring at it superimposed. There is no way that there is a sheath breaking in there. There is no break
there
in the
is,
sword.
right there,
Where?
where his hand is.
Personally, I don't care.
That's the
if
smallest
it is or
sheath
is
in the
not.
world.
My issue is it's Daniel Kibblesmith Ryan, because what I love about comics is that things were always, there was a lot of things that defied physics and were exaggerated in comic books. So I don't personally care.
Oh, sorry,
my
buddy.
issue is Daniel Kibblesmith. That's all. That's my issue. Is Kibblesmith.
It's not a sheath. He's holding the sword directly. Let me show you.
Thank you. Boom.
I
You guys are shot if you think that's a sheath.
Yeah. This is, see this?
Yep.
That's the blade.
Yep. That is hot. Hold on. Here we go. Boom.
That's the blade. So he's sitting there like this with this. That's what you're
That's
looking
what
at.
you're seeing. Exactly. Let's blow that up.
It's not though. Blow it up. Come on, keep zooming in.
You can't
'Cause
zoom it
there's a
in
gap.
anymore, but I can see it clear as day on my computer.
So can I?
Oh, you really can. That little bit
Yes.
you can see compared to what I'm looking at.
I full screen it, dude.
Take it. Take it.
Zoom it up.
There
Blade.
is no. How are you going to tell me that's a sheath? You're nuts. There is no break in there, dude. There is no break
Oh my
whatsoever.
god.
And any traditional Japanese blade with a sheath is going to have this kind of wrapping towards the base.
Yep.
You're going to see the break as it approaches
The break would be somewhere near his crotch right about now, if that's the length of that sword. Because you're saying he's pulling it out, but there's barely any difference. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a weird design, like, because they make it, like, kind of get fatter towards the end, which is weird. I don't like the way they drew it. The way they drew it, the handle is off, like the hand guard from the pommel. Like, it's so weird. I don't like that at all.
I think this is Juan Ferreira for the art style. If I'm correct, it's not. It's someone who does that similar art style, and I don't mind it. I mean, he did a Green Arrow Rebirth, which I actually enjoyed before I stopped reading DC. I enjoyed the Green Arrow Rebirth.
Right.
His style, like, he's definitely got a bit of a. He's one of those styles where it translates better when you actually look at it as a physical book.
Right.
Whereas when you look on here, it doesn't translate well.
Right.
But when I look at covers online, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But when I look at it in person, I'm like, hey, this actually isn't so shabby. Ooh, we're
Wow,
getting big
you
sword
are
now.
you are sad.
Okay.
Show us where you're talking.
All right.
That's
so
his
you-
arm.
Yes, that is his arm. There's a gap between.
There's no gap. That's shading. You're telling me the sheath is 3 inches long, the
Yes,
length of
he
his
is a
hand?
bad
Wow,
artist.
that's a really
He's a
big
bad
sheath.
artist, yes.
Wow. No, you're shot, dude. That is called shading. There's no break in this sword. If that was this truth, this 6-foot sword would have a 3-inch fucking sheath. Come on, buddy.
He's a
Come
bad
on.
artist.
He's a grower, not a shower.
Is it growing out of short?
I'm not crazy on this, right? Like,
Yeah, you are,
clearly
but I
anyone can
love
see
that I love that you don't
were
give up.
committed to it.
I
You're
love
committed.
that you don't give
I
up.
love it.
That's
Yeah,
like
back me up on that. You saw there's a gap.
I think
thought there was a gap.
I think that there's bad art. That's what I think.
I'll take that.
And
That's
here,
yeah.
and like I said, I mean, I want to remind everybody. Actually, Shane Nolan, I did 2 videos on Kibble.
What is that?
One of them featured the Bachelor show that he was on. You don't remember it? You'll get a copyright claim, but I have that too.
What is it? He was on The Bachelor?
He was on a Bachelor show. Oh yeah, this is the original thing. So here's the original Marvel commercial for
Hold
it.
on, let's look at it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the original
Snowflake
Marvel
and Safe Space.
God,
Yeah.
you gotta love him. You gotta love him.
Oh, best characters.
We will
Yeah.
never know what internet gas is.
Badges
Holy
of
shit.
honor. Badges of
there
honor.
we go.
Snowflake and
Here we go.
safe space.
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith.
Hi,
and I'm
Daniel.
the writer of New Warriors.
Kibblesmith.
I got
And I
interested
live in
in
my
the
mom's
New Warriors
basement. Name. That's such a
later.
fitting name.
I remember
Lately,
seeing
he's
them on the
loaded.
shelf when I was a kid, picking up comics in the 90s, and just feeling like they were
Wait a minute. Yeah,
Debbie.
you got to play that part again.
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New Warriors #1. I got interested in the New Warriors later. I remember seeing them on the shelf when I was a kid, picking up comics in the 90s, and just feeling like they were too cool for me. Like I was intimidated by, Night Thrasher who had a blade coming out of his wrist. Nova was really buff. They were all the edgy characters for the 90s, as the cover said. New Warriors, I thought, were really interesting characters because they occupy this really cool space. They're forever young, but they've now been around for 30 years. My editors on the previous books I'd done, like Loki and Black Panther versus Deadpool, asked if I would be
This guy
interested
got
in
stuffed
joining
in
New
lockers
Warriors
a
tie-in
lot.
that
A lot.
actually poses them
He
as
did.
the authority figures in this conflict instead of the rebels, and I really liked the tension of that. So because the new warriors are the authority figures in this story, they have to be mentoring new warriors who are under 21 and subject to the laws that triggered the outlawed event.
Captain
The
Fat
law
Girl.
is making it
oh,
illegal
that's
to be
Trailblazer?
vigilante under the age of 21.
Is that
the artist
dude?
on New Warriors
Can we
#1
pause it?
is
Yeah,
Luciano
pause this.
Vecchio. He
Pause
designed
this.
all
Right there. Pause it right
I
there.
can't.
Pause it
Just
right there.
stop. I
Because
can't.
Hello, Jane. Wait a minute. Can we welcome Jane to the panel? Hello,
hey,
Jane.
Jane.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey,
Jane.
sweetie.
Was it a sword? Was it a sword, or was there a sword in the sea?
Oh, stop.
This
You
is
lost
the
this
new-
one. Dude,
this
you
is
lost
the
this
new-
one.
The
Look
dress
how
is
big
either
it
black
is.
or gold.
Yeah, right.
or whatever.
Right. And you're in the wrong camp.
Yeah, hey, Mad, this is
What?
your Frozen moment. Let it go.
Let it go.
Ah.
Can I just say
Oh.
something? Nikki D has one of the best things. I didn't even think about this, talking about Blade. A white man is now allowed to write for a black character. Not very progressive, Marvel, LOL. That is from
just
Nikki
about to
D for
say that.
$5. Like the whole
He's
thing
got a
about.
point.
Yes,
Yeah.
huge point. Huge point.
Well, it depends on what they're planning to do with the character.
Turn him white.
Turn him.
All
No,
right.
they've already
Wait a minute.
cast him. He's still black.
I'll tell you
Thank
what
God.
they're doing with his
I don't want
character.
him to
in
change
Marvel
Blade.
books.
He may not be
Jane
straight,
finish.
though.
Let Jane finish.
Okay.
He may not be straight. He may
Oh.
be non-binary or something like that.
Yeah, okay,
Jane,
but here's the
don't
problem.
even start.
Kibble Smith is a married.
You might be
Kibble
right.
Smith's a married dude to like a lady, not I mean, just saying.
Oh, so can I say my theory? I have a theory about this Kibblesmith.
Go ahead, Matt, and then we'll go back to Jane. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay, real quick. So remember how he said that? Oh no, I saw the comics and they were just too cool for me. I think that's bullshit. I'll tell you why. Nerds love comics. The ones that feel like they're not cool for anything.
Yeah.
They are actually like drawn to these comics. So
Yep.
why would he say that? Because he's never read them, and now he was supposed to be writing a new one,
Right. Right.
even though he's never read them. So no, they were just too cool and too intimidating. for me.
I love this
It's
one. I'm
bullshit.
sorry, Liger fan,
Liger.
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 That didn't sound
Yeah.
good. Liger fan. He winces when a woman tries to hug him. How? That is this guy. You could tell he's like, dear guy, please don't touch me. Oh God. Thank you everybody for being here. We got 33, 35 people watching. Hit that
I
like button.
bet he has one of those lightsaber things you showed earlier.
Oh,
but-
you know he does. You know he does.
Here's the thing, right? So, and I have the video if you want to see him like cringe when a woman touches him. I have that too. But oh boy.
Oops. Oh, my bad. Sorry, wrong one.
Anyway, I have that video. I'll share that one as well. But I made 2 videos on this dude. But one of the things he said earlier in the video that we were just watching, he said that Night Thrasher had a blade coming out of his wrist. If you read the books, you know for a fact he didn't. That was
Right.
a spy.
Right.
Freaking Maroon Tune. So it's just like, again, it's like these people are posers. and they come in and pretend that they know stuff about what we know, about the stuff we read, the stuff we watched, the things we were involved in, trying to, again, come in to change what we know. And it's just trash.
Can I ask you guys something? I've gotten to a point now where I agree with a lot of other people. They're not just hiring people that don't have experience in comic books and in this type of genre. I can never say that goddamn word. But what gets me is they're actually hiring people that hate it.
Yes.
They hate it, right, Jayne?
Yes.
Yes. That's precisely the point. They hate the characters. They hate the stories. They hate the fans. They hate the values of those comics and what they're trying to portray. And they want to shift it. And it's part of this overall plan to shift the culture and shift society and shift our norms because they don't agree with them. Absolutely. And so how better to do it than through comics and movies and television shows, and most insidiously through cartoons. So it's all part of this much larger agenda. And before they could say, oh, well, you're a conspiracy theorist. But now it's obvious. It's over there.
Right.
It is.
Go ahead, Val.
Well, I was going to say Jayne's absolutely right. She hit the nail on the head. That's everything that's going on. They are hiring overgrown, inexperienced, know-nothing teenagers to do this work. And it's because, it's not just in comic books. It's across the board of entertainment culture. Yep. They have this thing in their head. They have been told by their academic superiors that this is what we need to do. It's not about, it's not about giving customers what they want anymore. It's now about cultivating and shaping society, or what they believe that they want to do. So they're going to bring these people in that are going to say, like, well, they don't have it. Let's face it. 99% of these people out there these days, and this guy just proved it. I was too cool for this. Just like Mad Martigan just said. He didn't read the book. He admitted in the video tacitly he didn't read the book because they were too cool for him. So they're hiring these people out there, like you said, Jayne, that hate it, that didn't care about it, they never read it, but they represent a margin of society now that they believe this is what we need to reshape things as. So they bring them in to destroy it because, frankly, none of these guys have thing on.
He's clearing out.
Yeah, you're freezing up, buddy. Yeah.
Oh,
no worries. Just take a second. I think it'll catch up. This is go for it, Mads. I was just about to say the same damn thing. Go for it. It's about
controlling the meta narrative.
Yep.
That's your goal here. You infiltrate, like they do it in everything, by the way. Even in healthcare, they're saying, like, well, we need to train them to be activists first. Like, wait, what? No, train them to be doctors first. What are you talking about right now? Like, that is insane. Right. But no, activism should come first before whatever skill set you're in. And to control the meta narrative, you got to infiltrate these types of things. They're in it. They're in the movies, the comics, the almost every like faction of media that we have. They are embedded, like they're dug in.
Right. Real quick, Nerd Po Real. No, we haven't talked about Germ yet. But this is the thing. It's not just that they're dug in. They're giving these jobs to political writers, to people that want to push this agenda. Santa has a husband, and he can't just be a white husband. It has to be a black husband, because if Santa's going for it, he's going for it, guys. What they're trying to do is change society on what level? They infiltrated the schools.
Every bit possible.
Well, they went to the schools first. Now what do you need to get to children? Comic books, comic book movies, TV shows. You want to get the children to realize that this is what the new norm is. Go ahead, Matt, real quick.
By the way, no, Santa's husband isn't black. He's white.
Oh, Santa's black.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Santa being black, but come on.
Are you sure?
Santa?
Because you immediately you just assumed that he was white.
I totally assumed. Well, You're fucked up. That's my Santa's white, dude. My neighbor had a Santa that was black. That's the way I was raised.
When I was growing up, my Santa was black too.
Hey, shit, that's how I was raised, son. You know, like, I'm sorry, my Santa's white. I'm a jerk. Damn, I did just think Santa was white, but totally, you can tell.
This is a good example of you can foresee from here what we may be getting with Blade.
Right.
Oh God,
geez.
that's scary. My whole thing with Kibblesmith is, I mean, I want to bounce off of something earlier that Mad said. When all of us here, assuming all of us, if not most of us, got into comics, we got into it because things looked cool. We didn't exactly have to look like them to enjoy them. We saw it because, like, oh man, I wish I was that shredded. Oh, I wish I could be that badass. I wish I could pop claws or have a symbiote or fight like a ninja blood. We were capable of doing those things, but now once again, this is another subverting where you can't relate to them by power. You need to, or you can't like them for power. You need to like them by how you look, which is weird because I remember like being probably 9 or 10 and discovering Power Man and Iron Fist comic books, and I love that combination. I have no correlation to a guy from Harlem and a dude who's from some place called Kunlun. There's no connection there. But I was in love with the combination. Now it's just like, well, no, you look like this. You gotta like relate to this. I was like, did we forget about the Michael Jordan era where none of us look like Michael Jordan, and yet we all loved him for who he was?
But you also have to look a certain way, though. Like
to them, yes. To them,
with women, with the female characters, they're not letting them look like women.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. You have to look like this. I don't even know what this is. Depressed.
It's all about subverting Western society.
Costumes
These type of
that
people
felt-
hate Western society. They hate Western society, and they need to change every little aspect of it possible. That's why they are trying to take over every institution, whether it's media, whether it's education, whether it's in politics, whether it's in like any industry possible.
They also attack other societies.
Yes.
That still maintain these traditional gender norms, like manga. They hate it. Now they're
Oh
attacking
yeah,
it.
they are mad at manga.
It's just
Anime. Yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
that I agree with.
Let
I was gonna
Valliant
say,
Renegade.
And I'm sorry, guys. I turned the camera off. Hopefully that
fine.
will lighten the load on the feed. But no, they hate manga. And this is a video I'm working on now. I'm going to tell you right now, manga in the next 5 to 10 years are going to start wiping out, like, completely the American comic section. I mean, they're already well on their way. They've obviously found a formula to it, and that's one of the things I'm going to talk about. But let me tell you, they would not care right now. Marvel, DC, and the entire, what I call the Twatsy cabal, Twitter plus another word that you can all imagine that I won't say on YouTube.
I think we know.
The Twatsy, yeah, I think you know. But the Twatsy cabal, they cannot stand manga right now because manga is kicking the ever-loving shit out of them. Right. Financially. And for those of you, and I know a lot of people in the panel, they know where I am, but for the audience out there that may not know me that well, I've spent 20 years in the financial industry. I'm a financial planner. I'm a stockbroker. I'm an insurance guy. I've been doing this a long time. Numbers are what I do. And when I see things like this, when I see the changes in the metrics in the markets, when manga for the last couple of years has been on a surge. Right. I mean, it has been a year-over-year sales have increased the last 2 years. In 2019, I think it was like 26%, and then in 2020 was 44%. Get ready. This is why they're mad at them, because they're beating the shit out of them. Right. And they're about to beat the shit out of them even more. And why? They're not doing anything differently, really, that they haven't done for 50 years of manga and anime coming out of Japan. It's simply the matter of fact that people like Marvel and DC are creating a vacuum in the market by producing flat-out trash, garbage that nobody wants. And I was a comic book kid in the 90s. I grew up on Image Comics when Todd McFarlane started that. I still have the first 100 issues of Spawn. I still have all of the original Valiant comics when they started in the early 90s. Hint, hint, part of where my name came from. So, they're all, we used to have great art, great stories, great American comics out there that were pushed. There wasn't this vacuum. Now, the vacuum is there. because they're not doing it anymore. And if you look at what the MCU from a cinematic standpoint is doing going forward, they're not basing the comics they're not basing the movies, anymore, like we got in Marvel Cinematic Universe phases 1, 2, and 3, which was all the classic stories that were hot sellers, big ticket items that spanned a multi-generational expanse. Now they're using the stories to create things like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, and whatever other hot, pardon my French, fucking trash they plan on doing going forward. This is all based on new Marvel and new DC, right? This is all the trash. This is the excuse they have to say, oh, well, it's based in the comic books, so it's canon. No, it isn't. This is the shit you've been writing just in the last 10 to 15 years after the market left you, after people stopped paying attention because it went to pot. We don't care anymore, but keep doing it. Because the Japanese are not stupid. They're some of the smartest business people on Earth. They always have been. They're seeing the vacuum that's happening in the American comic market, and they're about to just take it all.
And they're smart, and smart companies are taking advantage of that. Like I just recently got into anime. A lot of people on YouTube have been saying, watch this, watch that. I haven't. But, dude, I have been gobbling up anime. Like, right now, my favorite show is Black Clovers. There's so many good ones out there. I've watched, I'm like blanking right now, but there's so many different ones.
I was watching Demon Slayer Mugen Train.
Yes,
earlier, dope. I was just watching that when I texted you earlier about the show.
That's what
I was watching.
Oh, that's so good. What else is there? You got like Blue. God damn it, I am blanking.
The hot ones right now. And this is again I used to watch this all the stuff as a kid. My 16-year-old daughter now, who's bringing me back into it. Demon Slayer, we went to go see in the theater a few months ago.
Okay.
Then there's Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan is brilliant.
Freaking
God, My Hero Academia.
One of my favorites.
Huge.
Right here.
Yep.
Huge.
Yep. Yeah, My Hero Academia is fun, dude.
Comics.
It's so much fun.
I don't watch a lot of cartoons.
What about the disastrous life of Saki K? He's like a telepath. It's hilarious. Sephra of the End, Vampire Rain, Blood Sea. Mars Red is good. None of the ones that they've done really, like, Full Metal Alchemist, where they've turned it into like a live action, has been very good. But the anime itself, the animes are brilliant, dude. And how the hell does this dude have that wife?
He has money. He actually has a lot of money.
Wait,
I know.
Is that really his wife?
That's his wife. Jennifer Wright is her name. That's his wife. Kibble Smith made a lot of money, and that's another reason why he's at Marvel, because Marvel hires on the very, 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 very poverty-driven level of cheap. Yep. And since he already has money, he can work for cheap, and it doesn't matter to him because he's not affected if this book bombs or any
He
book
looks scared of her too, though. That's what's so weird.
Say that again?
He looks like he's scared of her too.
I was going to say, I guarantee you, I know which one of them has the penis in that relationship.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's a comic writer. Not comics as in the books. Comic is in the humor, and he actually made all of his money with Groupon.
Mm-hmm.
So
really?
I did a lot of in-depth research on this guy for like two of the first videos I did when I started the channel, because I was so offended by the book that was coming out that we didn't finish the thing of. But I actually have a clip from the beginning of the dating show that was on Bravo, which is right here.
And I'm definitely getting laid.
2017.
He's been married since when? 2017?
Yeah.
So is this real, or is this, you know what I mean? Like,
this was legit.
Well, it's
been
legit
married since 2017. Can I ask? It's only been 4 years. He might still be a virgin.
Right, that's true.
Scott, do you want me to play the audio? I can, because it's bad.
No, not tonight. Even though I probably lost everything already, but it really doesn't matter. But thank you, everyone. We got 44 people watching right now. Please hit the like button. Thank you all. For a second there, I was like one away from 1,500 subs, but I'm back down to like 1492, so no worries.
Wow.
Sail the ocean blue, baby. That is YouTube for you. So this kind of goes along with what we're talking about, with them trying to attack comic books to get to your children. But we have people coming out against it. So we have this whole thing with I am not Starfire bullshit Mandy coming around. Now I don't know she creator Billy Tucci. I don't know if he has any relationship to the other Tucci. Calls out controversial DC Comics young adult graphic novel I Am Not Starfire for F-bomb usage. So I didn't even know that this young adult thing is dropping F-bombs.
Yeah.
Not surprised. That's been a thing for years. As time goes on, there's always been like certain swear words you couldn't use in certain ratings and genres. And as time has gone on, they've kept watering down what can and can't be said. Like there was a time where you couldn't have the F-bomb on TV, but now we're getting closer to those points where those types of words can be said, and they're translating that now into books as well, like everything else. It's just a continuing change of society as a whole, and this is just another step in it by language.
I think we've all seen Be Cool in John Travolta's explanation about how you can only say the F word once in a PG-13. Well, you know what I say to that? Fuck that.
Oh, look at you, balls.
Well,
that's how I learned.
Please,
the clip
Valliant.
of this I saw where the F-bomb was dropped. I forget where I saw it. Somebody had a copy of the page, and they brought it up, or they posted it on Twitter. But I mean, it wasn't even used. It wasn't even used in a good context to where it's like, oh my God. It's just they literally like mom chides her about something or something to that effect, and then it's just a frame of her turning around and going, "Fuck."
Yeah, that's it right here.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's it. It's like. They literally, I mean, that was just deliberately thrown in there for like, let's push the envelope, quote unquote.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, like Batman give you a reach around.
Hey, you know what the worst part is? I'm sorry,
level.
Batman reach around. I forgot about that one. Holy shit! What's the worst part is she's just giving her daughter college brochures. That's all it is. Yeah. But granted, there's a lot of them. But she drops the F-bomb in a young adult. I mean, young adult. What do we consider that?
The problem
it's a moment of no consequence.
Early teenager
is focused on destroying Starfire. That's what this whole thing is about, is breaking that character down and deconstructing it by creating this terrible relationship between her and her daughter simply because she wants her daughter to grow up to be a responsible adult. And she's trying to be a responsible parent. They're creating hostility toward this character for absolutely no reason.
Right.
And they're making this ridiculous little insert of the author the star of the show. Like she's someone
because that is the star of the show.
But why?
Mandy is Mariko Tamaki. This character is a self-insert Mariko Tamaki. If I had to guess, dude, to answer why, my guess is I would be surprised if a chunk of this story was even written before it got into the hands of DC Comics. They're like, oh, you already had this story about, this mom relationship. Why don't we just add the whole Starfire and the lore of the planet Tamaran? That's the planet where Starfire is from. And we'll just, we'll do some DC Comics tweaks, and then we'll put out the book, and that's our story.
So you think it's like exactly what they did with the Lawnmower Man?
Wouldn't put it past them.
Well, Nerd Per Real Lifeform says she looks so unlikable. What is with all these unlikable characters nowadays? Such unlikable writers, I guess. And she looks more unlikable than most, though. She has a shit brow face going on the whole time. And then one of my favorite is Zaz7 says Starfire needs to do better.
We should get a photo of Mariko Tamaki so we can compare and contrast.
Oh, please do. Someone bring that up.
Yes, I would be glad.
It's exactly her.
Yeah. So
it's her and her relationship with her mom, apparently. That's what it seems like.
It's ridiculous. Who's the editor on this? He questions further, knowing full well one assumes there would have been consequences for this kind of editorial snafu in times past when you had to read, imagine, or Vertigo selections to get verbiage or anything R-rated. Below is the page, so we just went through that. It's about college brochures, and she drops the F-bomb. Perhaps you wish for the egg rolls? Oh, rolls. Sure. Like her mom's stupid. Also, her mom's like, I don't even know anymore. The qualities of Tamaki's young targeted tome is also seen as substandard and not fitting the DC brand or usual output. I mean, look at that.
Ugh.
I would.
Horrendous.
Oh, wait
I
a
would
minute.
point you to.
Makini's in the house, everybody.
Hey guys, I would point
Hey,
you
Makini.
to. What was the Nubia book that was released recently? I would point you to Gotham High, and I would point you to a few other books, especially the recent Vertical line under Andy Corey that ended up getting shut down.
That bad. Okay, so I just want to show this real quick. Where is it? So
We
we
lost
have.
Makini.
I dropped the triple picture. Oh no, check out the one I dropped.
It said something about his device being disconnected.
Wait,
so
Are they
this,
doing a live action The Incredibles? Or
well, that yeah, the little lady that draws. So this is the writer. That is the character. Okay,
Right.
Makini is
Drop-
back.
But I dropped the triple. Throw
Oh,
a
you
triple
did.
on
All
it.
right, hold on. Yeah, go ahead, Mak.
I wouldn't really. I don't know how far you guys have gotten.
Oh,
in
go
the
for it,
article.
man. I don't read articles really, so go for it.
Yeah, so we so we did cover this on Saturday, and I think Nick, I think you got a point that this was clearly a self-insert, and you could definitely tell with the design of Mandy and how Mariko Tamaki looks.
Yes.
Big
But
time.
I think you got a point was that there probably already was a story
Yes, that totally
that was probably, and they probably just do Starfire. And I said before, my problem is not the art really, because I get it, it's a young adult, so and it seems that the art is kind of going for that young
Yeah,
adult
I can
feel.
agree to that.
But my big problem is that this book, compared to stuff like, I would say, Gotham High, which was tone deaf, stupid, and just downright idiotic,
Right.
compared to Nubia, which was tone deaf. No, Nubia was just stupid, idiotic, and downright racist.
Yeah.
This right here,
Yeah.
this is just hateful.
Yeah.
This
it
is just pure hateful.
I
Because
get it.
why the hell? Okay, you can make a story like this. You totally can.
Yes.
Why the hell would you make something where it's this? I get the teen angst. We all get to that period in our
Right,
lives.
right.
And
That's
their
obvious.
stories,
There.
and they're playing. You can make a story like this.
Right.
But this is a level of teen angst that is very, shall I say, inhuman. Because I cannot picture a normal teenager be this angsty over their parents like this.
Well, also a DC comic. Nick, what were you going to say?
Go ahead.
And we'll come back, Mak, when you have.
Sure.
Oh boy. I mean, I just want to let you guys know, not that I'm reading it, but I'm just aware by knowledge. This lady is currently writing Detective Comics
Now-
for DC Comics. This Mariko Tamaki. I can't
Now-
even imagine what her writing a Batman book
I
is
hear it's pretty good,
like.
actually.
I hear it's pretty good. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm hearing that her
I almost
current run
want-
of Detective Comics has been pretty good so far. My guess is, and my big guess is that it's the same thing I've seen with, I don't know if Nick can recognize this name, Tom Taylor.
Oh, I know
With
Tom
under
Taylor.
DC, of course, for those who don't know Tom Taylor, he was the writer for the Injustice
Yes.
video game tie-in books,
Yes.
and those are actually really good.
Yes, I remember those.
And but the thing is that under DC, he actually shows that he's a very competent and very capable writer. Except when under Marvel, he is just as bad and as identity politics driven as everybody else in Marvel. My
Yes.
guess is that DC does have editors that are ringing him in, kind of like similar to like George Lucas and with his editors during the original trilogy. Either that or possibly Marvel's so broke down cheap they can't pay him. and DC just pays more, which that's not surprising considering that most of the
they pay
editors,
more.
most
Slightly.
editors at like Marvel, most people work at Marvel, they only have like what a 35. They only earn like what under 35,000 a year.
No, they're not
Living in
worth
New
it
York.
anyways. They're not worth it anyways. I'm so done with comic books. I don't want to get stuck on this one, so we're going to move on from it. But just remember, Culture Casino left without saying goodbye. No, he did tell us the boss was calling. Good man has to go. He's smart. He is very smart.
Just one brief thought that I had.
Yeah,
while,
please.
While
I was
Makini
about to
talking.
ask.
Just really quick.
Yeah.
You look at the art that is in this comic book, and as Makini's talking about, he didn't want to criticize this or that. Look at what Makini's drawing right now.
Absolutely.
You tell me, and this is the problem. What Makini is doing, that is art.
Look how gorgeous
Well,
that is.
yeah.
That is
Makini's drawing.
That is stunning. That is talent. That is acquired skill and talent. There's none of that in the comic books today. But here's the thing. If you want to tell a story about teen angst, like we've been talking about, you want to put a teenager in the setting of I have a parent who's a superhero and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it. Guys, girls, we have a template for this. It was just one of the most popular shows ever. It was called
Superhero
Invincible.
High.
Invincible.
Invincible.
Yes,
Invincible.
very well done.
Was
So good.
on
Exactly.
Amazon Prime. That is, I never read the book, and I saw people like you guys talking about it. And I said, all right, I'm gonna go check it out.
We went different routes.
By the end of the first episode, I was hooked. I
Same
was
here.
hooked.
Yeah.
That shit was amazing.
Yep.
J.K. Simmons is Omni-Man, everything about that show. That did not have overcomplicated, like Rembrandt level art, like what
Right.
Makini's doing over there.
Right,
but
right,
it
right.
at least looked good.
It
And
did.
it was relatable.
It worked in service
and that
of the
told-
style.
That was a believable, solid teenage superhero. My parents are superhero stories.
Yeah.
And
Well, the
Johnny
article
makes a
about
great
OrdsBored
point, though.
lost, though.
Right, you make a great point. It's just that you could pull this story off. There's nothing wrong with basically the story idea on paper because it's been done before. It's just this is just a shitty version. This is inferior to even, I would say, even fan fiction.
And you know what, Makini? I take what you say more than other YouTubers. I take what you say when it comes to it, like, to heart. When it comes to comic books and drawing and things like that, like, you are not afraid to stand up for something you believe is good, that maybe we just don't see what we're missing. And if you're saying this isn't good, it's garbage. It is garbage. And all it is this woman, her teen angst, like everybody's saying, her way of using this character to attack beautiful people. Because that's what Starfire kind of is, that beautiful alien, that powerful female alien.
Yep.
And if you want to,
she's attacking
Kind
them.
of like what they're doing to She-Hulk. They do it to
Right, and it's
Starfire
just
because
like-
they're tall, strong, beautiful women,
it's just
and
like
they're actually got to make a mockery
that's
of
why
them.
it feels very. It feels very. Like, yeah, that's why part of it feels very hateful because this is done to any other character. Okay, I can see that, but this is clearly you put Starfire in this. You put her giving a daughter like this. I could never picture in any universe, any timeline that Starfire would have a frumpy, hateful,
Brutish.
goth-looking dollar.
Brutish. Jane.
I can't use the other word because I don't want.
No, go ahead,
But yeah,
Jane.
but I'm afraid that I can't see her having a daughter like this in any universe.
Well, Jane put this right here. Art to them, round blob.
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same art style that you see with the new She-Ra and pretty much
yeah, it's like
everything
Cal
else.
Arts in a way. Yeah,
It's basically taking
Tumblr.
hero characters and turning them into blobs because they're unrecognizable that way. And I don't know if this is what they're trying to promote is the new ideal and
they
tell
are.
us subliminally that what we idealized before, what we fantasized before was wrong, but that seems to be the messaging. And they're trying to shift our thoughts and starting with children to suggest to them that it's silly to be feminine. It's ridiculous to be
Right.
pretty. And that's just crazy.
Plus it doesn't make any sense considering. Plus, it really doesn't make any sense to have it start like this because Starfire actually had a kid. She actually had a kid with Dick Grayson during what was it, Kingdom Come with Nightstar. So
everybody's saying, who is her father? Like, where is he?
Everybody was joking it was the Penguin. I was like, yeah.
You can't have a father in the show nowadays. The father has to be a deadbeat, a runaway, a loser, a junkie, or a dumbass.
Or all of it, all the above.
All the above.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to make a suggestion as well. I know Valliant Renegade made a suggestion of Invincible or whatever. If you're not into cartoons, there's a great Disney Channel original movie called Sky High from 2005. It's basically the same thing. You had superhero.
Yeah. Anyways,
I've been holding on to that joke for so goddamn long, waiting on the chance to jump in.
Sad.
You hit bad when even stuff like from the CW is better writing than this.
That was pathetic.
I was dedicated to the joke. I wasn't going to let it go.
I'm going to give you that for dedication, okay?
Pay for effort.
On edge.
I got to give you that. Hey,
with comics division. Yeah.
Oh, woof. We got to move on. So, Jayne.
Oh, God.
Just so you know, George R. R. Martin returns home, resumes work on the Winds of Winter. Resumes work on the
whatever.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did you guys hear about the news that what was it? The prequel show House of the Dragons is delayed again.
Yeah, only for a couple days though for COVID stuff. I don't care. You know what, Makani? I love you. This is all I care about when it comes to A Song of Ice and Fire. I want my friggin' book, George.
I know.
Now,
don't hold your breath.
Well, right. Don't be one, please, Valliant. This is the problem. Jayne. He stopped because anytime he walks out of that house that is his office across the street from his real house, because he's so freaking rich now, he bought a house across the street to turn into his playground. He can't take away his dot matrix computer with him because it's the size of a small, file cabinet.
Okay. Quick question.
Lock him in.
Didn't he said that last year that he had spent an entire last year locked inside of a cabin.
Yes.
It wouldn't go out until he finished the book. In fact, did he send us to take him on that to put him in trouble or to get him in jail if he doesn't finish the book?
Yes, he had a specific date, but it was like somewhere around like July 20th or 29th. He had a specific date in mind to hold him to it. And obviously Pepperidge Farm remembers, and nothing ever came of it.
Well,
yeah, true. That's very true.
Let's read this real quick. George Martin gave fans a little update on his Not a Friggin' blog. You know what? Stop writing on your blog, too. Just go back to the damn book. The other day, recapping a quick tour of the Midwest. I was on the road for 10 friggin' days back in June. So, more than a fourth of the freaking month, a third of the month pretty much, he was on the road not working on a Winds of Winter.
Do you know how many pages he could have gotten written in 10 days?
In the lockdown era, on top of it all, I'm a Game of Thrones normie, and I'm like,
you got all that money, you got all that time, and you got all that money and time to afford those Filipino boy hookers. But I'll leave it there.
Exactly. And to Scott, I'm gonna put, and to anyone who's saying, "Oh, well, he was in a lockdown, he couldn't finish that in lockdown." I point to our friend Miriam Noah, Kate, and Bonds, who finished it within 5 months.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Now, let me get this. George is on pace. His pace now is 10 days is 20 pages. Thank you, John Penn. That's pathetic. Oh my God, can you imagine that? But this is the problem. He's had 10 years, so I'm done with the whole defending George. I still think we're going to get the books, Jayne. We're going to get the books.
We're going to get the books.
We got to get the books.
Just wait 10 more years, you'll get them.
I just can't. I don't know why he updates us.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Makes it worse.
He doesn't. It's his publisher. His publisher is probably sitting there going, fuck! Yeah, exactly. They don't know what else to do. They've got to put this out. I think honestly, it's been so long, and look, all joking aside, I haven't read the books.
Yeah.
But I know enough at this point, just looking at this from a business perspective, this is a man who has just checked out. He's got a shit ton of money. Mm-hmm. He's obviously getting up there in his years. He's getting to a point now where it's like, I don't give a fuck. And,
that's
the TV series was completed and everything else, and people were so turned off by it because Benioff and Weiss had to go out there and finish the show without them. And for all the shit they get, honestly, I can't blame them completely because Martin just failed it. He failed them. He didn't finish
big time.
it.
Well, they rushed it.
They did.
But they rushed it. Wait, they rushed it, Jayne. But Benioff and Weiss are also at the mercy of HBO's checkbook. And HBO basically said, y'all got to wrap this up. We don't have anything else.
No, that's not true. HBO wanted. Oh no, HBO wanted 15 seasons of Game of Thrones after season 2.
Oh, I did not know that.
The problem is they did book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4 in 4 seasons when they should have maybe had 8 out of those. You could have probably 10 easily, but they decided to do because. They did. They believed George would be done with at least the next book. But even if going at that pace, George would never have come out with the final book, so they would have had to finish it on their own. So they always planned on finishing it on their own. The worst part is they're hacks as writers. Not defending George. I'm with you on George screwed up by not finishing the books, but
ultimately
they're
it's
horrible.
His fault.
You're right. You're right.
All right.
But I didn't realize that HBO was committed to that long a period of time.
They had a blank check.
I didn't know that.
They had a blank check.
I didn't know that.
All right.
I didn't know that. I stand corrected.
I want to ask something to either Sporking or Jayne, whoever wants to answer first. So as I said earlier, I'm a Norman when it comes to Game of Thrones, but I've noticed this whole thing going on for years, so I do know quite a bit about this whole thing with this book getting out. Do you feel like if George R. Martin just one day, like tomorrow, just said, "Listen, I've been going through some serious writer's block, and my mindset has not been the capable headspace to finish the book. Maybe I need to walk away from it, and when the mindset is right back, I'll come back to it." Would you accept that as a viable excuse, any of you guys, if he actually conceded that he had writer's block? Or I don't know this guy like you guys do. I'm just trying to figure out. Could that be a possibility? Like maybe he just doesn't have it in him to write. Maybe he's not in the right headspace to write a story. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. Once again, I don't know him like you guys do.
I don't know. Jayne, you want to go first?
To me, based on how he says he writes, I don't think that's the case because he lets the characters sort of grow and do their own thing and become whatever they become and go through whatever path they go through. He compared his writing to gardening, I believe it was.
Yep.
So I don't think he has writer's block. Not to mention, he already mentioned that he's editing chapters he's already released and stuff he's already written. So he's actively working on the story.
Yes.
He also uses outlines to some degree, so he has that as well. I think he's just choosing to do other stuff at the same time.
Absolutely.
He's just not prioritizing it.
Do you think some of it may have to do with like wanting to put some space between him and the horrible last season on HBO?
I do too. I do believe that. You know why? Because the last episode of Game of Thrones, he was tweeting about a different show altogether that he wasn't even involved in. On the last series finale of Game of Thrones, during it, he was tweeting about a different show. He hated that show by the end. The problem is this. I think he wrote himself into what they call the Marinese knot, where he has characters that need to get to Westeros and need to get to the Game of Thrones, but they're so far away, and he wrote himself into so many dead ends that now he's doing like 90s instead of 180s to come back, and he's just making big turns. I also think the show may have made him change his outcome because he realized how terrible they explained it. Because I'll tell you this, if George decided to tell me Bran was the king, it wouldn't because he has the best story. It'd be because
he doesn't.
Well, no, he does in a way if you think about it, but George would have gotten it to a point where Bran was no longer Bran. He was actually being kind of alien, the brain snatcher type thing from the Children of the Forest, because I believe they're the evil ones in this story. But see, Dan and Dave don't have the ability. They're not writers like George is. George, that's where George screwed up. If you weren't going to have the book done, you should have waited till your series of books were done before you sold this.
Well, there's a good business comparison in recent years to this. A very good one that everybody will know. J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, when Rowling got going, she was rejected by goddamn everybody on the planet in terms of publishers. She finally gets picked up, turns into the biggest thing on Earth since The Wheel at the time, and goes bananas. The movies go into production with Chris Columbus back in 1996 and 97, pre-production.
Perfect pick.
Yeah. And the first two of them, Chris Columbus, were great.
Yep.
I mean, and Rowling was nowhere near finished, but she knew now the wheels had started turning on the major media. She knew that she had a timeline. She had a deadline she had to meet, and she got super focused. I have nothing but the most tremendous respect for Rowling, not only as an author, but as just as a businesswoman. She buckled down, and look, she didn't hurry through it. She didn't rush through it. They were all great, but she got her shit done. And let's face it, those books, especially as they went on, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and
Deathly Hallows.
Excuse me, I know I had to sneeze. Deathly Hallows, the final chapter. Those were huge. Those were the Game of Thrones sized books. These were giant books. So she got in there and she made sure that shit was done. Or at the very least, she had notes to the writers, to the screenwriters, the adaptive screenwriters, to make sure the movies followed suit. So you're telling me George R.R. Martin couldn't do it under the exact same circumstances? Yeah,
well, that's the different thing, real quick, and then I'll pass it along. George sold the rights to HBO for the movie rights to the show, to his world. J.K. Rowling leased them. She still has control. Anybody jump in?
I don't want to bring this up again, but I feel like more and more, I believe that this is going to happen. And this, to kind of continue on what Valliant was saying. So you have creators who are able to finish their books like J.K. Rowling. And they're going to be remembered greatly for how great that series was. J.K. Rowling is going to be remembered in history for years to come for how she handled her series. Regardless how you see about J.K. Rowling, she is going to be remembered for the Harry Potter books and how well she handled it. You have, and I made this comparison before, George R.R. Martin, I see that he is like one Five Guys burger away from a coffin.
Yeah, it's not even a Five Guys burger, dude. It's not even a five. It's like a fucking
just
French
a
fry.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
it's a McDonald's Big Mac or
dude,
a Whopper.
fucking salad would do it at this point.
The biggest shock is he has both his feet still. Like,
The thing is that as time goes on, George R.R. Martin will not be remembered fondly when he passes. He will remember for some of the greatness of the books, but he'll also be remembered for how much it fell into a spiral, how much the series, how much everything he created downfalled. You know what I mean? He's not going to be remembered fondly for that, when just recently we suffered one of the biggest losses in writing, in comic books, in fiction, with Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk, who passed away never finishing his book. And the thing is, he died doing what he loved. He died. I meant some have to correct these people who are fans of Berserk. I have to correct this, that he did have a game plan if he had an intent on finishing the books, but regardless or not, he passed away continuing working on what he loved.
Right.
Not having to stop, not having a reason to stop or take a break. Well, okay. Not having a writer's block, not having this or that, having these other deals and such distract him. Because his book was already, because Berserk was already hit legendary status, and especially in the manga.
God, yeah, I love those 3 movies, the golden movies. Yeah, those are great. But let me just read this real quick, because he says here, this has been the best year I've had on WoW since I began it. So 2020, best year, thank COVID. It was the first time I'd left home or a cabin in a year and a half since the start of the pandemic and the quarantine. I have to say it was great to get away from my office chair, even if only for a few days. He's talking about this 10-day trip. The cabin he refers to is where he's been working. Every morning I wake up and I go straight to the computer, he wrote of the experience. Then I start to write. Sometimes I stay at it until dark. Other days I break. What is that? Is that my computer doing that? I don't know. Other days, late afternoon, to answer emails and urgent phone calls. My assistant brings me food and drink from time to time. From time to time. Bullshit. When I finally break off for the day, usually around sunset, there's dinner. Then we watch television or screen a movie. Some nights I read instead. So, he's saying that the woods were lovely. He's going back to it. He's going to get there. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, a year and a half. This has been the best year and a half, he's saying, of his life. Oh, I'm sorry. Mads had to get going, everybody. Thank you for having Mads. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. He's a great dude.
Take care, Mads.
Jayne, I know you said you had to get going.
Yes, I have to go.
So thank you, Jayne, for stopping in. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Goodbye, my southern sister.
Oh.
I'll see you tonight on Fortnite, if I'm correct.
Yes, I'll be there. I think
beautiful.
I want to place a bet to Jayne is that I will give you like Fortnite chapter 3, since we're on chapter 2, season 7, that he'll finally finish the book.
I'm convinced he's gonna finish both books.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get them. We're gonna get a complete story.
We're gonna get them.
Fine.
We're gonna get them. We're going to get him, Jayne. Everything's going to be great. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jayne. You've been great, as always. Come back anytime.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Go sub to Jayne's channel now.
Yes, please. Please. She is blowing amazing. Up. Yeah, she is.
She loves setting stuff on fire.
That's what I've heard lately. I've heard that. Yeah, so the whole thing with George is it's frustrating. That's what it is. It's frustrating. And I just hope he finishes these damn books, because his legacy, if he finishes them, is one of the greatest fantasy series of all time. If he doesn't, it's one of the biggest failures.
It's being tarnished.
Yeah.
It's being tarnished.
Oh, definitely. It has to be. We're going to have to close down in a little bit. I just wanted to, I really don't give a crap about Kevin Smith, but I do want to say Curiosity rover discovered that evidence of past life on Mars may have been erased. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. How many of you guys believe life was on Mars? I mean,
Are you saying it's like? Are you saying that it's like there were like people on Mars who are like the indigenous people here?
I don't know. That's the question. I know myself and Nerdrotic believe that most likely we are Martians. That the Martian planet seeded this world, maybe even terraformed it when their world was going to end. There's just so much evidence of it being able to sustain life. There was water, that gash in the side of it. The explosion of the other planet that became the asteroid Brel. I mean, there's so many different clues. Yeah, thank you. But there's evidence of ancient life may have been scrubbed from parts of Mars, a new NASA study has found. The space agency Curiosity rover made the surprising discovery while investigating clay-rich sedimentary, sorry, I can't speak tonight, rocks.
Sedimentary rocks.
Sedimentary rocks.
Love having you guys. Around his landing site in Gale Crater, a former lake that was made when an asteroid struck the red planet roughly only, 3.6 billion years ago. Clay is a good signpost towards evidence of life because it usually created when rocky minerals weather away and rot after contact with water, a key ingredient in life. It is also exciting materials for storing microbial fossils. Whew. So, the cemetery rock containing clay from patches of dried out lake beds date to sometime placed between 3.5 billion years ago and just 400 million apart. So from the 3.6 to the 3.5, which doesn't make sense. So I'm reading that wrong. Researchers find that one patch contained only half the expected amount of clay minerals. Instead, that the patch held a greater quantity of iron oxide, the compound that gives Mars its rusty hue. So, I just want to read ahead. Anybody have anything to say while I just kind of take a look at this?
Normally, I would be proof or it didn't happen, but honestly, considering the last couple years, I could believe that. I could.
I absolutely believe it. I mean, and I have more or less to some degrees moved slightly past depending on the story of the picture it didn't happen, because I'm not gonna rule anything anymore, because the more I do it, the more it's kind of like the whole Alex Jones thing. Give him enough time, he becomes right. So it's just just give it time. Like that's the difference now with a conspiracy theory is time. That's the difference now. I'm gonna let time play out with this one and watch it come into fruition.
Yeah,
and it saddens me that, like, you know what? In a better time right now, we would all be focusing on this.
Oh,
the whole world would be talking about this.
I would love this to be the core subject matter. Love it.
Because it's always, we're always gazing out as humans. We're always gazing out into the stars.
Yeah.
We always want gazing out to see what futures like. But what's out there?
Right.
What lurks beyond even our solar system, beyond our galaxy, beyond our nebula.
Right. Well, this is the thing too. You're putting that perfectly. This landed on Curiosity landed on 2012 on Mars. If let's say 2014 they found this evidence that there's most likely ancient life because of this clay and the chemical it makes, this would have been news that rocked the world, turned everybody into. It would have brought us together. It would have brought us together.
Yep.
Where now news all it does is try to break us apart.
Yep. Divide and conquer.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to bring it up. I mean, if we could prove life, I don't know, this isn't 1950s. I believe that we are definitely not the only species in our galaxy, let alone the universe. I mean, to believe that we are the only unique beings in the universe is kind of selfish. Some people take that in a very religious path, and I don't mean to disrespect them on that. But for me, this galaxy probably holds 100,000 life forms easily in different planets. It's just finding them. But what we may have found is in our own solar system, life 3.5 to 3.6 billion years ago, and I find that to be very interesting.
It's just I joke. I do believe that because of everything that's been happening since like 2012, 2015 or so. I like to think that the aliens did show up, but then they decided, nah, you know what? We don't want to deal with y'all.
They saw us and they turned back around.
Give y'all a couple years, and if y'all get your ass together, then maybe we can decide. Then we'll decide. Okay, we'll consider it.
Yeah, when they see we got our shit together and focus on our things, that rather than how inclusive we can get, and realize let's focus on actual issues. Let's have a conversation then, guys.
They look to our Milky Way galaxy as like the Portland or Detroit of the entire nebula.
Nice. Good way of putting it, brother. Good way of putting it. Valliant, you have anything on that? What are your beliefs when it comes to NASA, the solar system? Any life out there? What do you believe?
I haven't looked into it too deeply, but I think, like a lot of folks do, I mean, this universe is enormous. To think that we're the only things out there of, quote unquote, intelligent life. And of course, that's not based on anything recent from Marvel and DC. But to think that we're the only intelligent life out there,
nice.
I think is foolhardy.
Right.
There's other stuff out there. It'll take time. We'll come to whatever conclusions. I don't know about all the stuff on Mars and things like that, but
Right.
look, I'm always open-minded about it, and we'll see what the future brings.
I'm with you.
I feel like with all this divide and stuff, I feel like the only thing that would make all this divide, all of us somehow come together, is if aliens actually landed. That'd be the only thing. It'd be like, oh,
I mean, fine. Just let's get it out of the way. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's go.
Get the
Come on,
debate
aliens.
over. Whether it is or is not, fucking land. Show up. Just go.
Let's do it.
Hey!
It just the entire world. Everybody reminder is that, oh, that's right.
Fine.
There is no racism because we're all one race, the human race.
I wonder if
exactly.
some Tumblr, right, will probably look at the aliens like, why are all the aliens the same color?
Yeah. Well, let me ask
The
you.
aliens are going to show up as, we need 5 black guys. We need 5 Chinese.
I'll raise my hand immediately.
Not
I'm like,
diversity.
I'll go.
But let me ask you guys this question: Have you ever
Maki's
heard?
out. His art's
Yeah,
gone.
Maki's
He's
done.
get
He's
on the
done.
ship.
Well, Jayne is also not.
You're not taking Jayne.
She wants to go.
This is one of my questions. Have you ever
I wanna
heard?
go. I'd love to get the fuck out of here.
Wouldn't it be dope? Just fucking going through space and time. My question: have you ever heard the Reagan speech when he talks about what he believes, what would happen if an alien species came down and would it bring the world together? It would. You know. Why do we need that? Why do we need that? Why can't we come together and realize that we aren't alone and that there was life on a planet that's the closest to us? Let's just come together.
Hey, you know what? You may not notice the aliens may have landed. They're probably refugees from their own planet. They probably got their own stuff to deal with, and I guess they they decided to just hang out with us.
Yeah, I guess
they somehow brought us together, and they bring us together so that they believe that we can go and help them with whatever stuff is going on in their own galaxy too.
Yeah, maybe. All right, everybody, let's call it a night. Thank you so much. Yes, I was 1 away. Now I am 5 away from 1,500. It may come sometime.
There we go.
Hopefully we'll get there. We'll get there at some point, boys. Once you hit the 1,000 mark, it was like, I don't care anymore. Everything else now is butter. But it'd be nice to roll past that 15 mark. Maybe I'll start making videos again. But I like to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Valliant Renegade, please let them know where to find you and anything you're working on.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. Love being here. This is always a fun show to be on. I'm glad we finally kind of got our times to coordinate. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again soon.
I hope.
But I am Valliant Renegade. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. That is Valliant with 2 L's. Coming up, I'm working on, as I mentioned earlier, if anybody was here, for those of you new, working on a video right now that's going to talk about what manga is going to be doing, manga and anime going forward, because I'm starting to get the sense that they're going to launch a full-on assault against American comics and comic book-based television and movie content. They're killing it right now. Exactly. So stay tuned. My channel, I tend to try to base my stuff around kind of a more business and financial angle because that's the background I come from.
So good.
I did hit 1,000 subs last week.
Woo!
Closing in, I'm about. Thank you very much, guys. Like Scott, so many other channels have been such big support. I'm about, I think, 6 away from 1,100 right now.
Wow.
So, trying to get there. I'm trying to get to the point. I still need about 2,400 hours or so of watch
get those
time
watch hours up, guys.
Yeah, got it. I appreciate everybody being here, and thank you so much, Scott. I love your show. I love your
You're
channel,
welcome,
even
brother.
though I can't be here all the time. Usually I'm running around Wednesday nights running the kids to dance and shit like that. So I've got you on in the car and on my phone, and I'm streaming it, and I'm like, I can't be in the chat. I can't be on the show, but I'm usually listening.
Well, you're always welcome, my friend. You are always welcome, and your channel is just going to blow up. Guys, take one of his playlists, hit play, and walk away. Walk away. That's pretty much how we all done it. So I will be doing that tonight.
Not the guest appearances playlist, because that's all my spots on other people's channels. They'll get the watch hours.
Okay. You heard that. Not the guest
Do some
one.
other shit. I appreciate it. Thank you all.
Yeah,
God bless.
definitely. Yeah. Thank you, my bun. I said, my friend. Mockety Draws. Mockety Draws is my bun.
With me, I
my
got
ass.
You're so silly.
Scott left
Now,
my
with
ass.
me, I have multiple playlists that you guys to hit the play button. All
There
4
you
seasons
go.
of the Mocking Live, all my time lapses, all there. Just pick one, hit play. That's all you need to do.
There you go. There you go.
Before we get started, I want to say huge thank you to everybody who showed up during on Monday and Tuesday night for the Draw with Maki. For those who don't know, Draw with Maki is my new weekly live stream series where it's just me. I draw, hang out with you guys, and I put on some music in the background while we draw and chat. And I want to send a big thank you to Demaj for the Dark Council raid when I announced that I was going to be doing the Draw with Maki stream right after the Dark Council.
Nice.
Speaking of which, Draw with Maki will definitely be a weekly thing, so check back every Tuesday right after the Dark Council at 8:30 on my channel. Come join with me. We're gonna just finish work on whatever we're working on and just get some and just draw, chill, listen to some music and all that stuff. Other than that, you can find me tonight on Ords channel for the Fortnite chill and chat. We'll have we'll have Dadman Walking and Jayne Theory on as well, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I think Matt Steven too, and so that's gonna be a lot of fun. On Thursdays, of course, is our spicy, sexy, like almost 18 plus stream, art stream with me called Thirst Days with me, Mads Mama Bear, and Rosetta Allen. That'll be at 2 p.m. Go ahead, check that out. There will not be a Rogue There will not be a Rogue Entertainment on Saturday. There will not be a Machiny Live presents Rogue Entertainment this Saturday because Rogue Entertainment is going back to author Stephen Walton's channel, since it'll be his last Rogue Entertainment at the old set he's in. However, guys, market calendars, Saturday, July 31st, episode 10 of Machiny Live presents Rogue Entertainment, we will have Mandy Summers on.
Nice.
So that's gonna be awesome.
Cool,
Check
dude.
that out. And of course, Sunday is right after Sunday Culture Review is Machiny Live. Me, Matt's Mama Bear,
I'm just playing you. I'm playing you.
That's about it, guys. So
You're
definitely
getting worse
check
than
them out.
culture.
I know. I'm doing a lot. And
I
plus, guys, if you guys are interested, definitely subscribe and stuff. I'm at 630. Definitely move more towards that 700 mark. And
You're gonna get there.
one last thing. Would you guys like a
Would you like to build a snowman?
the original drawing of this?
Yes, I would.
So I've already announced it that after I finish this piece, you have to keep an eye on my Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. I will put this piece up for sale. This is the first time I'm drawing. This is my first Batman drawing ever.
First ever.
Ever?
Yes.
Bro.
How dope is that for a first ever?
Dude, it's beautiful. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, Machiny, say again. Where are you going to list this? Where's this going to be?
I will announce this on Instagram when I post the full piece on Instagram and Twitter. So
Okay.
just keep an eye, and I will announce how much it will be. And the best way to reach me out, you'll have to do it straight through my email, which
Nice,
I'll put
dude.
there, dudes. But yeah, I'm putting this piece up for sale.
Good
once I
job,
finish.
dude.
It's
Good job.
beautiful, man. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, you're
are
doing excellent
just
work.
Enormously
All
talented.
signed, all shipped. All signed and shipped as well.
Someday we will get it. Someday we'll get it. And next week he's such a I don't know even to call him that tree humping idiot. Like, oh, my last time in this little room, oh, blah, 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 blah. You're such a fucking, like, you just need the spotlight.
Where it all started.
Oh, God, where it all started, my ball sack. Okay? I was where it all started. Without me, he'd be nothing. Okay, sorry. But also, after your show on the 31st with Mandy, we'll have Lady Gravemaster on the dump on the 31st. So that would be pretty good. That would be pretty good. She is an awesome, awesome person. So I'm excited to have her.
Plus,
Got a video coming out a
Nick.
day before with Mandy about her new book,
she's
Jack
nuts.
the Vampire Hunter.
To Nick, keep your eyes peeled because I will definitely try to reach out to Comics Division for a feature spot in Rogue Entertainment, and I want to try to get the entire Dix Division panel, including
Won't be a
Bruce
Saturday. It won't be a
Place it.
Saturday. It won't be a
Date, place, and
Saturday.
time.
We'll talk
I'll
about
have to
it.
reach out to Cops Division first. See
Yeah, he doesn't do Saturdays. We'll talk about it later, though. We'll just do it on a different night. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Thank you very much, Machini. 32 Flavors at Nick Weiser, one of my favorite people. Tell them where they can find you.
I'm at 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser on YouTube. And while I may not have that smooth, amazing voice that Valliant Renegade has, and I don't have those sizzling pencils that Machini draws, I am very good at being a toxic male. Particularly, I've been doing a panel called
Isn't
Toxic
that something
Tuesday.
we're all good at, though?
I get some high testosterone, even though I'm a 5
I like your
pound dude.
testosterone. I like
Thank
it.
you. Toxic Tuesday, we'll be covering the Keanu Reeves movie Speed. I also like to cover pop culture stuff like Yellow Flash, do some commentary. I like to review pizza like Dave Portnoy. And every now and then I cover some metal like Razor Fist. So come check me out. I'm at 450 actually, so getting close to 500. Come check me out. And it's been awesome to be dumping with all you fine gentlemen on this panel. Thank you for your time. And
Thank you, my
Steph,
friend,
for letting me on.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, everybody. For the 14 people still remaining, I'm going to do a giveaway for this. It is a Groot Venom mixed character. I got it upside down. Sorry about that. Sorry. So this is Maximum Venom, which is a Groot. So it's Venomized Groot. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for Labor Day. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you leave a comment, not in the chat, but in the actual stream when it loads up. Make sure you comment and make sure you share, and you will be put in for this. I don't have one of those things. I'm just making that up, but do it anyways. I'd also like to thank everybody, all my channel members, the hot pie level guys. Thank you so much. For a price of coffee, you could be a member. But then we're going to jump up to my Oberyn Martell members. One is on the panel tonight, Valliant Renegade, Larry, Lady Tauriel, and Culture Casino. And for my highest level of members, the Littlefinger members, Tina Bojan, Toxic Man Flu, Jake D, I call him Jack D, and Who Knew the Salt Must Flow. Thank you. Truly, thank you. And thank you for coming out tonight. Guys, this has been fun. I hope we do it again real soon. Put a spork in it. We are done.
Bye.
Oh, you're going to unmute and talk through this whole thing.
Oh, wait, I can talk through this whole thing?
Whole thing.
Okay, guys, as you head out of here, why don't you try heading on over to the Babe to Menace. Mandy Summers, Mary Mayhem. It's on Mary Mayhem's channel. That's where I'm
Yeah. Woo! Beautiful women, people.
Yes, plenty of
Good night, everybody.
OG